Welcome, curious minds, to another deep dive. Ever come across someone or maybe something that's just so ridiculously good at one thing, it forces everyone to, well, rethink the whole game? Today, we're diving into exactly that kind of story. We're looking at Sakura Bakushin, a truly legendary Japanese racehorse. We've got some amazing sources here, articles, research notes, and our mission is to unpack how this horse became synonymous with pure speed, how he kind of defied his own family tree and left this huge mark on racing history.
It really is fascinating because Sakura Bakushin, his story isn't just about speed, is it? It's also about extreme specialization, discovering what you're truly good at, even when it wasn't obvious at first.
Right.
He went from this foal nobody expected much from to, well, being called maybe the greatest sprinter in Japanese racing history. It really speaks to finding your niche.
Okay, let's dig into that. Where did it all start? He was born April 14th, 1989, up at Shadai Farm in Hokkaido. And right away, there's this contradiction. His family, you'd think long distances, right? His dad, Sakura Yutaka won the tennis show Autumn in '86. That's 2,000 meters, a grade 1 race, top-level stuff, definitely not a sprint.
Exactly. And then his mom, Sakura Hagoromo, she complicates it even more. Her full brother was Amber Shadai.
Oh, yes.
Amber Shadai won the Spring Tenno Show, that's 3,200 meters, a real marathon, and the Ori McKinnon, another big G1 staying race.
Yeah.
That whole maternal line, the clear amber line, was known for producing stamina horses. So genetically, he was bred to stay, not sprint. Brave but gentle.
So even the guy who knew him best didn't see it coming initially. Which begs the question, doesn't it? How does a horse bred like that, with those first impressions, become the king of speed? How did he flip the script on his own genetics?
Well, the early signs were definitely confusing. As he got ready to race in '91, yeah, he showed speed and training, lots of it. But, like his dad, he had leg issues, bit of a weak constitution.
Yay.
And that strong damn line, Amber Shadai, he just kept pointing everyone towards longer distances. Nobody thought sprinter. In fact, they seriously considered him for the Japanese Derby, the Tokyo Yushun. That's 2,400 meters, a real stamina test.
Okay, so 1992, he's 4, he hits the track. And his debut, pretty spectacular, a 1,200-meter dirt race.
Yeah, Nakayama just went straight to the front, won by 5 lengths. Dominant.
That screams speed, but they still weren't convinced.
Not quite. The pedigree was still whispering stamina.
Yeah.
So second race, they tried 1,600 meters, the Kurotake show. He was favorite, but started slow, came from behind, finished second. Good run, but not a win. Then third race, back to 1,200 meters. Boom. Wins by 4 lengths. And his time was faster than older horses ran earlier that day. The signs were getting louder, you know.
Yeah.
Short distances were his thing.
Here's where it gets really interesting, right? Despite those results, they still aim for the classics. They entered him in the Spring Stakes, 1,800 meters, a trial for the Satsuki show, a major G1.
And it was, well, it was disaster. Finished 12th, way back, 3.5 seconds behind. This was the big reality check, the aha moment, you could say.
What went wrong?
Trainer Sakai actually worried beforehand. He noted the shape of the horse's hooves and said a slippery track may not be good for him. And he was right. The track was soft. Jockey Futoshi Kojima said the horse just got so absorbed in the slippery track that he couldn't catch his breath.
Yeah, so that was his weakness. Bad ground, it messed with his stride.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That beautiful flowing stride needed good ground. So after that, classic dreams were over. It forced them to finally listen to the horse.
And pivot. Smart move. Focus shifted to short-distance stakes races, and he bounced right back, winning the Crystal Cup at 1,200. Kojima was raving then, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah. That his starting sense was outstanding and his speed was on another level.
But old habits die hard, it seems. They still tried 1,600 meters a few more times.
They did. You know, maybe hoping he'd grow into it. But the results were mixed. 7th in the New Zealand Trophy, 3rd in the Kyo High, 7th again in the Tama Stakes where he just ran out of gas. It was pretty clear 1,600 was stretching him.
Until
they dropped him back to 1,400 meters for the Capital Stakes. And that was it. Won it easily by 2.5 lengths, just missed the record. That race basically defined his perfect distance range. Not 1,200, not 1,600, but right there at 1,400 or just under. Yeah. That was his sweet spot.
And then his first shot at the big one, the Sprinter Stakes, G1, end of '92.
Yep. Finished 6th. It was an incredibly fast race. The first 600 meters went in like 32.8 seconds. Crazy fast. But significantly, that was his only loss ever in a race under 1,400 meters.
Wow. Only loss under 1,400. Okay, so after that, he had some time off. Leg problems again.
Yeah, rested through the spring in '93, came back in October for the Autumn Sprint Stakes. 1,200 meters, and he showed something new.
Oh.
Instead of just leading all the way, he actually sat off the pace and then just exploded in the straight to win. Showed he was learning, developing new tactics, versatility within his specialty.
And then he won the capital stakes again, right? That 1,400-meter race.
Right.
Just owned that distance.
Absolutely. Cemented his mastery there. He was really hitting his stride as the top short-distance horse.
Which set him up for another crack at the Sprinter Stakes G1.
Exactly. Second favorite this time. The pace was a little slower, 33.2 for the first 600. That helped him settle, maybe third. Then, just like before, powered away in the straight, won by 2.5 lengths, his first G1.
And a big one for a sire, too, right? First G1 winner for Sakura Bakushin.
Huge milestone, especially for a sire known more for stamina.
But that win, it had some real emotional weight behind it, too, didn't it? His owner.
Tragically, yes. His owner, Jian Yansik, had passed away just 8 days earlier. Jockey Kojima was incredibly emotional afterwards, dedicated the win to his dad, as he called the owner, said it was the best job I've ever done as a jockey, just incredibly moving.
That kind of thing really adds to the legend, doesn't it? It's more than just results.
Totally. It becomes part of the story, the connection people feel. And Kojima also noted how much the horse had grown. He said something like, he used to be a horse that could only run one way, just run off.
Yeah.
But in his last race, he settled, ran a completely different race. Sakai agreed, said he was really starting to get into his stride. He was evolving.
And the recognition started coming. Runner-up for best sprinter that year.
Yep. People were definitely noticing. He was establishing himself as the dominant force at short distances.
Okay, on to his final season, 1994, 6 years old. And they were still thinking about that mile win, the Yasuda Kinnan.
They were. That 1,600-meter G1 was the spring goal. He prepped for it by winning the Derby Kyo Challenge Trophy over 1,200 meters easily. Looked great.
So the Yasuda Kinnan, international race, strong field, how did it go?
Well, he ran his heart out. Set a blistering pace, 1,000 meters in 56.9 seconds, took the lead, but just got caught late by Northflight, really confirmed it. 1,600 meters was just a bit too far for him to win at that top level. Competitive, yes. Winner, no.
And then, get this, they actually considered running him in the Tenno Show Autumn. 2,000 meters.
Huh. Yeah,
Or
it
just-
sounds crazy now, doesn't it? But they entered him in the Minichi Okan, an 1,800-meter G2, as a sort of test.
And how did that go?
Surprisingly well, all things considered. He led at a very fast pace again, 1,000 meters in 57.5. Held on until mid-straight, finished fourth. Kojima said it was a great achievement to even compete like that at 1,800 meters, way outside his best distance. He just highlighted how brilliant he was at his specialty.
So, enough experimenting. Back to his wheelhouse. The Swan Stakes, 1,400 meters.
Yes, back where he belonged. He faced Northflight again, the horse who beat him in the Yasuda Kinnan.
And this time...
Revenge. Won by a length and a quarter. Dominant. Kojima just said his speed is different from the other horses.
And the time. That was something special, wasn't it?
Oh, historic. 1 minute, 19.9 seconds. First horse ever in Japan to break 1.20 for 1,400 meters. That course record stood for years. Just pure, untouchable speed.
Okay, one last try at 1,600 meters in the mile championship that autumn.
One last try. Finished second to the Northflight again. That really sealed it. He was a sprinter through and through. The best, but a sprinter nonetheless.
Which leads us to his grand finale, the 1994 Sprinters Stakes, his retirement race.
Yep. Announced beforehand, win or lose, this was it. And it was an international race, too. Big pressure. They had Soviet problem from the U.S., billed as America's top sprinter.
So, the showdown, how did the final race play out?
It was poetry in motion. Bakushin was the heavy favorite. The pace was absolutely insane early on, 32.4 for the first 600 meters. Ultra high pace. He sat just off it, maybe fourth. Then coming into the straight, Kojima asked him to go, and he just exploded. Pulled away, won by 4 lengths. Absolutely dominant. Soviet problem. Finished seventh. Never got close.
What a way to go out. Just blew them away.
The reaction said it all. Sakai called it a perfect victory. Kojima was emotional, talking about the staff's love for the horse. And the racing magazine Yushin, they called him the fastest horse in the world. Said it was too rude to call it home advantage. Katsumi Yoshida stated flat out, this year, this horse is definitely the fastest in the world.
And the time backed it up. Another record.
A Japanese record, 1 minute, 7.1 seconds. Stood until 97. Course record until 2001. He got a high international rating too, 125 pounds. Confirmed his world-class status.
So he retired right then, as planned. Got the JRA Best Sprinter Award for 1994, obviously well-deserved, and a nice final touch at his ceremony.
Yeah, he wore the number 8, the saddlecloth number from that final Dominant sprinter, stakes win. A perfect ending.
And his story didn't quite end there, did it? He went on to be a sire.
A very successful one, too. Produced a lot of winners, became only the third Japanese-bred stallion to sire 1,000 JRA winners, and maybe his most famous connection now. It really hammers home the power of specialization, doesn't it? Think about it. Never won over 1,400 meters, 9 tries, no wins. But under 1,400 meters, he won 11 out of 12 races. He wasn't trying to be everything. He was the absolute best at his thing, unbeatable in his domain.
Which leaves us with a thought maybe for everyone listening.